Hello everyone, Felix here, and today I come with a summary of the comic book Mirror's Edge Exordium, a prequel to the Mirror's Edge Catalyst game. Let's go! Faith is on her way to a job. Simple thing, distract Krugersek while her friends make a data grab. But things go south when she comes across an illegal trade deal and thugs open fire on her and the Krugersek employees. Faith manages to escape the firefight, but not before getting into a fight with some of the thugs that sneak up on her and decide to take her back to their boss, Dogen. While at Dogen's, the man himself explains that it had taken him 4 months to set up that trade deal, and she just happened to stumble upon it. He had to make an example of her. He had a reputation to maintain after all. Faith's wit gets her on his good side, and he tells his cronies to let her go. Walking around the room, she sees a drawing. Dogen explains that it's the last piece the late Erica Connors worked on, and asks if Faith knew of her, to which she replies that Erica was her mother. Faith offers to buy the piece, and after Dogen turns her down, she grabs it and makes a run for it. Failing that, she escapes Dogen's loft without her mother's drawing. Back at the runner's lair, Faith has a fight with Noah about her involvement in the data grab, which she wasn't supposed to be on in the first place, and her little chat with Dogen. Next day, Faith and some runners are talking about what happened when a group of unknown runners from another cabal show up. After some not so friendly chatting, Faith and one of the unknown runners from the other cabal head off to a dash to see who's the fastest. And the other runner wins, just by a hair. At night, Faith goes back to Dogen's apartment, her heart set on her mother's piece. She starts running jobs for him, and Dogen is very pleased with how effective and creative she is when doing so. Faith wants to know the details of her jobs, and he doesn't like questions. Dogen tells her to be satisfied with the fact that he's happy with her performance and with the knowledge that she'll win her mother's peace soon. While watching a news report, Faith sees that the woman she got her package from earlier that day has been found dead, and she starts to wonder about what she's really doing. At the lair, Faith's getting ready for another one of Dogen's jobs, and when Noah asks her what's up, she snaps at him, screaming that he's not her father, and walks out. The job is for Faith to break into Raposa Medical, get a prototype vaccine, and then set the lab on fire. But when she gets there, the vaccine is gone, and someone set off the alarm. Guards are rushing into the building with orders to find and subdue the runner intruder. Faith manages to slip into an elevator at the last second by throwing a card at the door before it closes. After creating a smokescreen by burning some of the things in the car, she bursts out of the elevator and fights her way outside of the building. When Faith gets to the roof to make her escape, there are 2 Krugersek enforcers waiting for her. She beats one of them down, but during the fight, the other one falls off the building, leaving Faith with his death on her conscience. Back with Dogen, he is not pleased with her performance and advises her to just move on. He has no more jobs for her. On her way to the lair, under the pouring rain, the cabal of unknown runners is there, hanging out, and after the day she's just had, Faith is not happy to see them. After a little back and forth, Faith and the blonde runner go on a rematch, but during the dash, one of the runners from Faith's cabal slips and falls. Both her and the blonde runner hear him calling out for help. But after the day she's had, Faith wants to win. Faith needs to win, so she keeps going. Back at the lair, Noah rips into Faith for putting the dash over Caleb's life. In his rage, he tells her that if she's willing to do that, well, maybe she doesn't belong with them. Faith agrees and storms out, leaving him thinking about his poor choice of words. Faith contacts Dogen to ask for a second chance, and he gives her 3 days to get the vaccine. She goes to Birdman to see if she can get information on who took the vaccine, but he knows nothing. While there, the blonde runner shows up. She and Faith get into a discussion, after which Birdman introduces the blonde runner as Celeste, and tells them both to settle their differences with a race. After, they end up working together because the goal of the race, to get to the top of a spire that he had pointed out, was impossible to get to without help. After going back to Birdman, having realized what he had done, and then leaving him to his own devices, they get spotted by a Krugersek chopper, and it's another run for Faith and Celeste, this time for their freedom. They run into the development zone, an area controlled by Black November and Celeste's home turf. After some more running, Missiles destroy the drones that were following them. Celeste explains that that was Black November's doing. Her cabal thus runs for them in exchange for protection. Over at her cabal's lair, Celeste introduces Faith to her sister, who's dying of melanoma cancer. Celeste explains how being off-grid makes it hard for them to take care of her sister. To balance out the scales, she stole a vaccine from Raposa that Black November told her could help out her sister. The same vaccine Dogen had sent Faith to steal. With this new information, Faith goes to Dogen and explains the situation. But he doesn't care. He wants that vaccine. He wants results. The problem with this is that runners don't have rules, but they do have a code. And that code states that no runner may steal from another runner. Breaking the code means never being able to run for a cabal again. That night, Faith goes with her best friend Nomad to a club where he plans to make some script using a skimmer. At the club, Faith meets Beatrix Block, a member of the conglomerate who pegs her as a runner. Beatrix tells Faith about how jealous she is of runners, how they live off-grid and are able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, and go wherever they please. The conversation gets interrupted when Nomad gets caught skimming. After a quick fight with some Krugersec, the pair run out of the club. Later, Faith explains the decision she has to make: break the runner's code or never get her mother's drawing back. Back at the lair, Noah found the tablet Dogen gave Faith to communicate with her. After a fight, Noah tells her that if she's going to be working with Dogen, she's no longer welcomed in his cabal, and Faith storms off. Her decision is made. She's no longer welcomed in her own cabal. She no longer cares. She'll break the runner's code. She'll steal the vaccine from Celeste and earn her mother's drawing back. Back at Celeste's turf, Faith finds her as she's heading out to the drop-off and follows. Celeste meets with 2 members of Black November to hand over the vaccine. As soon as the vaccine is in sight, Faith, quite literally, gets the drop on them, takes the vaccine, and it's off on a race against Celeste. And so they run, through streets and back alleys, until Celeste sees her face and recognizes Faith. It's already starting to go south. And the two start fighting it out, each vying for their own goals. Their fight takes them into a building that's about to get raided by Krugersec in search of Black November members. They find Celeste first, and she manages to take 2 of them down, but there are too many, and they subdue her. Then, Faith barges in, taking out the remaining members of Krugersec, with a little help from the now free Celeste. Faith has a change of mind, gives the vaccine back to Celeste and tells her to go save her sister. She'll hold off Krugersec. And after taking a couple of them down, Faith gets taken down herself. A furious Noah walks into Dogen's loft, demanding that he makes everything right, that he helps Faith. Dogen replies that he already has. She'll spend a year in juvie. That was the best he could do for her. And that concludes Exordium, the prequel to Catalyst. I plan on doing more Mirror's Edge videos in the future, so if you're interested in that, like and subscribe. As always, I'm Felix, and I'll see y'all next time.